And you also said Bayan leni chota deyyamu devudu undaru.
Yeah.
So what exactly do you mean by that?
No, the first line in the script I wrote when I thought of the line, thing was something which Devudiki dayaniki moolam okate, runitiki moolam okate bayam. Bayam leni chota devudu dayam rendu undaru. So the source of God and ghost is the same thing, which is fear. You take away fear, you don't have both God and ghost. So it's absolutely true. Maybe God, you have greed as well. Greed and fear makes God, and ghost is absolutely fear. So I don't know if at all we don't have greed and fear, how many people would be really religious, or how many would be really fearing God. I mean, how many would be seeking God as such.
But being God fearing is, I think, a good thing. Don't you think so?
Anything
blind faith is bad, definitely.
See, you answered it. It is fear. You are fearful. I can't. We have created a God out of our fears. He's a big brother. I don't see a God who is such a. I mean, someone. I don't see God in terms of fear. It is just absolutely very small projection of our human side of how do we want to serve God. So we wanted someone to be protective, someone to be a giver, someone to be a thing. So that's a projection. So I find that to be odd. And if that's why God exists, then it doesn't make sense why He exists in the first place.
But when you don't believe in ghosts as such, how do you come up with alla gurinchi cinema enduku tiyalanipichindi when you don't believe in them?
No, when storytelling is different. Storytelling is, it's my projection of it. See, I deeply believe that the ghosts are not fearful people. And I deeply believe humans are more stronger. This is my belief. And it shows in the film. It is absolutely taking on. That's what humans are, stronger. That's what it is showing. If at all I believed the other way around, it could have been one of the 100 movies which came about ghosts and horror comedies before. But my stories stem from my own beliefs and my experiences. So this is one of mine.
And you shot the movie in only 38 days?
38 days isn't the number. It's not about number of days. The reason is it happens a lot in the house. Logistically, it is easier to shoot in one place, and there's not a lot of action sequences or songs as such. So pretty much it gives you time and space to finish it, and that's it. There's no marathon as such.
And Chinnapilla character?
Apart from the four, there is genuine horror in the film. You would get to see it in the film, where there is sound which we have really worked upon a lot. And apart from the horror and the comedy, which I've been telling that there is a lot. The film is a wholesome story. I didn't make this film because there was 50 minutes comedy in it. I didn't make it because there was 20-30 minutes of horror. No, I don't tell stories to tell it as set pieces. There is absolute story. There is a wholesomeness to the whole story, and when people walk out, they will have a sense of seeing, listening to a story as such.
And I think it's an eye opener also. Manam deyyaliki bhayapadakoodu ani.
Hopefully people don't. I don't want to open anyone else's eyes if it makes enough money in the box office.
But for the kids it's nice, no? Because as a kid, when I saw horror movies, it was terrible.
Kids this generation are not much afraid. They're very curious to see the ghost. You ask any kid, do you want to see a horror film? They're very curious. Yes. It's maybe false bravado, or they're really curious, or maybe humans have evolved to be a stronger people. But somewhere the kids of this generation,
they're playing games also to call spirits and all of that.
Good. Nice.
And Paathshala tarvata inta gap enduku teeskunnaru?
I didn't, it was not intentional. I don't think Paathshala worked at box office. I think when something doesn't do the numbers, it takes time. It takes time to write. It takes time. This is the first time I've pitched a project to a producer outside. All the other three I produced, only one I directed. And it took a time. And a few months went, half a year went for Taapsee's date. And writing went away a year, shooting it another 3 months. So it just went on. I mean, it was not intentional, but from the day one I finished Paathshala, I've been trying to do this. So it finished now. So it's pretty much, it's been a slow pace.
Paathshala is a youthful entertainer. Akkadi nunchi horror అని ఎందుకు choose చేసుకున్నారు?
No, I love road. I mean, that was the first film. I wanted to do something which I genuinely felt a story which I really loved, and which could define me as a person. Road and a coming of age was something which I wanted to do it. Paathshala was one of that. I would love to do something, man. Do different ones. I mean, I loved a road film. I did that. This is absolutely something which I don't believe. I don't see. So when you pick up something, you explore, learn, experience it in that world. You're forced to. I've never seen horror films. This film made me see most of the horror films, and it's fine. I love it. I mean, it's absolutely a new world I've been bought into. I've got in. I've learned a lot about it, and now you move on to another different story altogether.